Hi, it's Coach Karina, and I'm making this video tonight. Got all done up on a Friday night to sit in my basement and make a video. Um, Anyways, I'm making this video because I had a challenger ask me the other day. She's like, would you mind sharing like your story? Like what made you decide to go from like being you to becoming Coach Karina? Which I love that title, by the way. I find it hilariously awesome. So I was like, oh, like I thought most people knew like my transformation story and whatnot. But you know, the truth is that transformation was, well, it's been ongoing since April of 2013, and we're now into almost July of 2014. So I wanted to just sort of recap where I've come from and why I started and why I do what I do now. So I'm Karina. I had to think, I'm 33 years old, and I'm a mom of two littles. My little girl is almost 4, going on like 18, I'm sure, in her mind, and my little man is almost 2 years old, and I'm happily married for almost 6 years now, and yeah, like that's who I am to the core of my being. That's who I am. What made me start? After Weston was born, I was, like with Weston, I was over 200 pounds. You should know I'm tall. You can't see that on video. I'm a tall girl. I'm almost 5'10". But so I can somewhat hide the weight, but not really. And so after he was born, I didn't really think much about it. I lost almost all the weight after Sloan, except for 10 pounds. And then with Weston, it wasn't going anywhere. It was in January of 2013 that I looked up my New Year's pictures, and I realized there weren't very many pictures of me, which is odd for me. I don't mind being in pictures, as you can probably tell from my page. So I was like, that's kind of weird. And the pictures there were of me, I was horrified. I'll be perfectly honest. Like, I was so not happy with what I saw. And I remember I was wearing leggings that night because that was the only thing I could fit in. I was wearing leggings and loose, long shirts. Those were like my wardrobe. And I know my husband was getting sick of seeing me in them. So anyways, I decided I needed a change, and I was following my coach, Rosa. I was following her fitness page, and she invited me to join a fitness challenge, and I'd never heard about fitness challenges, so I'm like, okay, what's this all about? So long story short, I was sort of following her page. I disagreed to the challenge. I didn't agree to it right away. I thought it was expensive, and I didn't want to do it. Well, I did want to do it, but I just didn't think we could afford it. I didn't have maternity pay. It was just Brad's income, and I just felt like it was too much of an expense, even though I wanted it. But then shortly after that, my daughter was signed up for swimming lessons, and I wanted my hubby to take her, but he doesn't love public pools, so I ended up taking her. And I remember trying to put on a bathing suit to take her swimming, and I was mortified. Like, my maternity suit was what I wanted to wear because it covered my tummy, but it made me look hilarious because it covered the bottoms, and it just looked like I wasn't wearing bottoms. I'm like, that's not appropriate. So I wore my bikini because it was the only suit that fit my body. It was a tie one, so I could tie it and make it fit, right? And I just remember looking in the mirror and being like, at least it's moms like that I'm swimming with. They'll understand. So I go to the pool, and no word of a lie, every little child there was with their dads that day. And I'm a pretty confident girl. I can handle that, but I just felt so incredibly uncomfortable in my own skin. I know it's a public pool. We're there swimming with our kids, but you still want to feel good about yourself. And I did not. I came home and cried and told Brad he had to take her next time. So anyways, long story short, kept thinking about this challenge, and I remember seeing an infomercial late at night while I was nursing my little guy. I saw this infomercial for Hip Hop's abs, and I saw the Beachbody logo, and I was like, Beachbody. Rosa said something about Beachbody, and I made the connection that it was one and the same thing. And I wrote her and asked her, I said, is that the same Beachbody that you work for? And she's like, oh yeah, that's what I'm a coach for, is Beachbody. I'm like, oh, so, connect the dots. And thought more about a challenge, and she made some recommendations for which program she thought I would enjoy. And honestly, I sold a few useless workout things I had kicking around the house. Like, I had like an ab roller thing and some hand weights and stuff. And I sold some things that I hadn't used and was able to purchase my challenge pack. And yeah, it was 90 days. And just to show you, that's my before. That back before kills me. I don't see my back often, and nobody does see their own back, but those rolls, like rolling into that bum, I didn't know I looked like that. And that picture on the left, or I don't know how to reverse this, but that other picture was after completing my 90-day challenge. I lost 20 pounds and 20 inches in those 90 days of doing Les Mills Combat. I'll just show you the front before and after. So that was a 20-pound loss, and I was super happy. I remember telling Rosa when I first started, if I can get down to 160, I'll be thrilled. Well, after that challenge, I was down to 155-ish. And I had started being a coach because people noticed the changes that were happening in my body, and they wanted to know what I was doing. And so I was telling them, because I have seriously tried everything. In my past, even though I was never like super overweight or anything, I was always concerned I wasn't good enough in my body. I was always very uncomfortable in my body. And so I had tried things growing up like hydroxycut. Don't take that. It's horrible for you. Makes your heart race. I had bought these like green alfalfa pills that apparently if you took those, they were going to magically make you skinny. That's stupid to believe, but I fell for it. I remember trying like the cabbage soup diet where that's all you ate. I actually gained weight on that because I was eating more than I usually ate. And my go-to before, honestly, before having kids was just to cut calories. I cut my calories to the point of starving myself. I was eating, but not eating nearly enough to fuel my body. But I could do that. As a mom, as a breastfeeding mom, I couldn't do that. There were no shortcuts. I need calories to keep up my milk supply for my kids. Weston's still nursing. He'll be 2 at the end of July, and he's still nursing. So I can't cut calories. It's not an option. So I eat, but I eat healthy, and I eat clean, usually. The past couple days haven't been stellar, but that's a whole different story. So anyways, did that. And as a coach, you know about like the new programs that are coming out. And last July, they came out with Focus T25 with Shaun T, who does the Insanity and Hip Hop abs. I fell in love with that workout. It's 5 days a week, 25 minutes a day, and I could do it because it was 25 minutes. It was hard. I was dripping in sweat, and I'm so glad I took before and after pictures from that because I didn't have more weight to lose as far as I was concerned. And I actually thought that as a breastfeeding mama, I would always be at least 10 pounds heavier while I was breastfeeding. I just didn't think I could get to a different level because of my body's needs. I was wrong. I lost another 14 pounds and 10 inches doing Focus T25. And I'll repeat again, I wasn't super strict, hardcore about it. I just stuck with the program, allowed myself my cheat days, had some wine on the weekends. I full on admit it. But the pounds still met. Shaun T knows how to work your body. After that, I did P90X3 because it was another new program they came out with, and I love trying the new programs. I liked P90X3. I didn't love it just because I was used to the high intensity of Shaun T, and Tony's a totally different level of person. Super fun. Still enjoyed it. Built muscle I'd never had before, but it wasn't like my favorite. Then I started doing Chalene Extreme. I had to cut that halfway, which I was sad about because I was seeing huge gains in muscle. And then I did the 21-day fix for a bit. And now, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be starting PiYo, which I'm so excited about because it's Pilates and yoga and puts them together in like fast, fun movements. I actually got certified in PiYo I guess it was a month ago now. And I loved it. And I can't wait to lead classes in it. So anyways, that's how it happened. I was miserable with how my body looked after my babies, and I just wanted to get back to my happy place. I've never been a gym person. I'm super intimidated by the gym. I can come across ridiculously confident on here, but let me tell you, people scare me. I always think people are looking at me and pointing at me and thinking things. It's not healthy. So going to the gym isn't really an option for me. I feel very out of place there. But doing a workout in my basement, I can do. Doing a workout that I can plug in anytime I want to, depending on my kid's schedule, is awesome. So that's that. That's how I became a coach. And because once I became a coach, for the most part, most of my new clients were all moms, friends of mine that were also trying to lose the baby weight. Seeing them transform, seeing them get back to their happy, that's what I call it for me, is getting back to your happy. It did it for me. It tapped into a part of me I've always had where I just love the crap out of people and love to help people and just have a desire to change people's lives, and really never thought there'd be something I could do that would have that effect on people. But now I'm finding that there is, and I absolutely love it. And for every challenger that signs up with me, I feel this personal commitment to be committed to them forever. I will not quit on them even after they've achieved their goals. If they have a relapse, I am there for them. If they're struggling with their challenge, I'm there for them, because I do not want to just sell somebody a program. I want to see them use that program and succeed with that program. It's my passion. It's my heart. So yeah, that's a bit about me. I lost in total 55 pounds and I don't know, like 36 inches or something. It was a lot. My body looks completely different than I've ever looked in my entire life. I don't know if I had, sorry guys, just one moment here. This is my complete results. So that was me at before at about 180 pounds, then me at 155 pounds, and then the last one is at 135 pounds. That's the leanest I've ever been in my adult life. I'm a little bit heavier than that now. I'm like 140, but I like to think it's muscle. But seriously, it wasn't rocket science. It wasn't rocket science is what I'm trying to say. It was just deciding that I was ready for change and committing to it and making it happen. And I've really never been happier. It's just opened up a whole new world of awesome. And so, yeah, that's my story. Thanks for listening. Sorry that got so long. I'm very long-winded. I'll try and work on that. You guys have a beautiful night.